is Texas Tiger Digs. A while back I promised to develop a waterproof, let's make that water resistant box for a Compadre. You know, I plan to do a little water detecting this year, and I really don't see the need to invest in a full-blown waterproof detector. I'm in fresh water. Now, if you're in salt water, don't even worry about this. It's not going to work. You're going to need a detector that can handle heavy mineralization in wet sand and as you go into the water. So if you're going to be doing that, you're going to be spending a few dollars. But from what I'm going to do, this should be fine. Now, I have the I've taken the control box off of my Compadre. Very, very small, very compact box. I'm using my modded for this only because it's going to be simpler. I have a fully wired unmodded Compadre that's unmodded right now. I have the tools to do another mod if I have the will to do it. In any case, but I'm just going to do this. Now, the value of doing this to my modded Compadre is it also becomes compatible with the silver Umax. So I could actually use a silver Umax in this case if I get this correct with no further modifications to do so. I believe the silver Umax has the exact same form factor box, and it will fit in the same case. You know, the only thing it really has extra is a sensitivity knob, and you can install a sensitivity knob on your Compadre, but it takes a little work. In any case, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to take this box, and the way I'm going to do this is you go over here. I've got CableClams. Now, this box has been partially completed. You see the CableClam holes here. Now these, I did this with, this is a Black & Decker. It uses Dremel bits. I'm not going to call it a Dremel tool. It uses Dremel bits. And I actually went in there with this and hollowed this out after I screwed this on. Now, so this was a very simple process, so I'm not going to really go into that. I would actually do that, but the box was already completed some time ago. I had an idea of using it for a Vaquero or a Cibola. It wasn't going to fit, I don't believe, but it will fit the Compadre. And it's very fortunate that I had this box and it fits perfectly with very little available space to spare. So basically, these little things are CableClams. They come with this part, with the hole, and with the container, and with the rubber stopper that makes them to become waterproof. So you just insert that, and you see you have a waterproof configuration, and so on both sides. So that's not a big deal. Now, putting this box together is simple. I took these and I placed them there. I put a indelible marker, or you can do it with a scratch or something, and made these spots, and then I drilled it with a Dremel with this Dremel bit tool here. I didn't have a drill with that fine a bit, and my drill is elsewhere. So I just used this, and that's what I'll be using in the later steps today. So I'm going to show you what I've got now, and then I'm going to complete a step, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I'm doing. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do, because it's not really a whole lot of fun watching me, you know, drill holes. In any case, this is the box I've got. Now, this box is a very close fit, and you see this box has undergone a few changes over the period of time when I was working on it with it before, but it'll work now. And like I said, this box just needs to keep the water out. I'm not going to submerge it, but I'm going to go into an area where water could hit it, so I just need it to be that kind of resistant. Now, look here, I've got this box, and basically what I need to do is to create a mount point, and I'll just do what every handyman loves. Use a little Velcro. since I do want to make this removable, I'm not going to permanently mount this in the box, because I still want to use it out in the field. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to place it right here. And I'm placing this, I hope that I don't have to readjust this, where I'll have enough space above, for it to fit in. And this is a water. I'm going to use this for water. So I'm not going to really worry about discrimination. Or if I am going to worry about discrimination, I'm going to set it once. Now, I could just go set it for iron and just leave it there, because I don't really want to be picking up iron. I'm probably going to set it for iron. I want to set it all metal. I don't know. I might do that too. I've got the choice because I've got a system I can add and replace my connector. See, I'm going to now use the other part of the counterpart of the Velcro I've already used in there, and see, I'm going to use it on the back of my Compadre. Now see, this is, don't really have to measure for this. I'm just going to cut a couple of small strips out. And very sticky, as it should be. Cut a couple of small strips out, this one. And I'm going to put it on either side of the Compadre, so I'll still have the center part to remount it on the pole. I usually like the black Velcro, but I'm going to use what I've got as long as it sticks. I don't care if it's pink. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this over here. So now, as quick as that, I've got a mount for my Compadre. I can seal, close, boom. I've got a mounted Compadre. And because it's so close to the size of the box, I don't have to worry about it coming loose. And if it does, it's going to be inside. It's not going to make a difference. All right. So that was the simplest part. Now I just peel it off and I remount it on the pole. Bingo. Now, another thing I've got here that's going to make it easier for me is I've got an extension for the Umax cable. Like we know, the Compadre is a Umax. It's got the 5-pin in. I've got a Umax extension cable. Boom. I can extend the cable on any of my coils through this. So what I can do is I can mount this on a permanent basis in this box. I could just undo the cable clamp and use it as an extension, but I'm probably not going to do that. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put this in like this. See, what I do is just give it a little slack, and see, now all I've got to do then is just pull it up. Pop it in, tighten it down, boom. Now I have a detector in a box. It's not waterproof because I haven't installed the clams, but that's basically it. Now for my speaker, I'm going to convert it to a mini stereo jack using this 1/4" to a 1/4" converter. So I can just stick this in here. Bingo. That. And then what I'm going to do is I have an extension, a mini jack extension that will allow me to simply, excuse me, being messy, it will allow me to simply take this, mount it in this cable clamp, like this will be mounted in the cable clamp. Voila, I plug it in, I go. That's basically it. Now I have a waterproof box. Now, there's another step to this. I got to create a mount, but I can always just get another thing of Velcro, wrap it around, or I can just get a belt, tighten it, and put it around my neck, or there's so many ways I can mount this. you know, and I'll figure out a way and I'll show you that too. But basically right now we're going to create the box. So this is what I've got. This is and this is how it's going to be laid out. So basically what I'm doing here now, I've also got some other things. I'm going to have to get these cable clams on. They're not going to magically go over these things. So I'm going to have to drill them out to give room for the cable, and I'm going to have to slit them so I can get the cable on. So just to take care of that, I've also got a little adhesive sealant, some 3M marine adhesive, which I can use to make sure it doesn't leak, or etc. It's a fast cure adhesive sealant. Or I can just depend on the pressure, because these things, when they slap in, they do put a lot of pressure. I really don't think it'll leak just with that, but I have this here just in case. You know, I always like to have a little marine sealant there. You see over here the box that I made, for my Sovereign. In case I have to get really serious with my with water detecting. But here we go. So this is what I've got, and I'm going to stop here. Then I'm going to go away. I'm going to do a little drilling, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the cables in, and I'm going to mount it, and we're going to be done basically. And I will cut off, and I will bleed over for hopefully it shouldn't take more than an hour, a half an hour or so, and I will have these cables mounted, and everything will be rock and roll and ready to go. Yeah, I probably will come back after I slit them, so you can just see me put the cables in. All right, this is Texas Tiger Dix, and I will be right back. All right, continuing what we were doing before. Let me get rid of the stuff we've already worked with. Now, I told you I was going away to drill these holes, and I promise you this took me, with the Dremel tool, with the bits that I had, it took me less than 20 minutes to create these two. And so you notice I have created a cut here, because that's the only way I can get these cables in. Yeah, I could cut off the ends, rewire a cable. Nah, I'm not doing that. This is meant to be simple, and a man is only moderately handy should be able to do this, and I am barely moderately handy. All right, so here we go. Now I've got the Compadre. So now all I've got to do is to wire up the cables. Since I've cut this cable, I've got this cable and cut the plug, I can just simply slip it in, and it falls in. Fortunately, I did cut it sufficiently small, so by closing it, I believe I will be able to get that on. So that looks pretty good, and I've got it reversed. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to give me a little bit of leeway inside. I'm going to close this on. Just split it. It's a split, so boom, I can fold it. Now I've got the cable clamp. I can put it over the top. It fits. Now hold on, reverse it again. Yep, told you only moderately handy. See, I'm going this way. I can put it here. I've got myself a little slack. Boom, boom. See, these embarrassing things I usually don't do on video. So, but here we go. So now I've got this, and I've got this. To get this on, gonna have to go the long way. I'm gonna take the clam half I've got here. I'm going to run it through to the other side. Boom, boom, boom. And back there. Now I'm able to push this in to create a seal. And now I have a reasonable assurance that I have some level of waterproofing here, but I can add
And I possibly will add some marine adhesive sealant or some marine epoxy to make sure that it stays completely sealed. So now I've got this. Voila. Now I can go through here and bang, I've got this. Now let me take my screws. See, because the cable clamp mounts with a series of screws here. So I simply have to get the screw, screw it in here, and show you how well I got tools, but I got a regular screwdriver, but it doesn't even require a regular screwdriver. This little multi-tool like this will work. See, I just screw it down. I'm sure this is, I could be doing this off video, but I figure you need to see a few steps, no matter how minor they appear, to putting this in. See, I don't even need a screwdriver. I didn't even need a real drill to do this. So, and I did the rest of it, the part you didn't see, creating this, connecting it, boring the hole. I also did that with a Dremel tool. So this is not going to require a massive tool kit. I love the Dremel tool for the little things I do. It's perfect. This is not a Dremel tool, by the way. It's just a tool that uses a Dremel bit. Make sure I get the trademark right. Dremel is a company on its own, but there are several different companies that make tools that use Dremel bits. Alright, so here we go. Bingo. Now, I do the other one. I pop it out. And I have to do the exact same thing I did before. Whoop. I have to go to this end because I'm going to have to use an adapter. I'm going to use the adapter, and I'm just going to drag this through. And voila. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take this, I'm going to bring it in, I'm going to feed it in, and I'm going to take this CableClam connector and push this in. Now I'm pretty sure I'm getting a good seal because of the pressure it's putting on, but like I said, a little marine adhesive wouldn't hurt anybody. So I've got this. I stick this in, and I've already got an adapter on here to adapt the 1/4 inch plug to the I believe it's the 1/8 inch connector. All right. In fact, I could just take that out and just leave that on here permanently. Okay. Let me pull this out a little bit. I'll probably put a little marine sealant in there to make sure it's waterproof. But here we go. And I go that way. And I do the same thing I did before. Take some screws, and I screw up the CableClam connector. With my little multi-tool. Boom. Just about finished, and I'll have my waterproof Compadre container. We'll fit the Compadre in there. Now I'll let you go on with your busy life. Boom. And the last one. Now I'm just going to leave these cables in. I can always get another extension cable. For my other Umax. I don't see where I would need it. not like the Compadre or any of the other Umax type detectors are that heavy that I need to mount them any other way than on a pole. Alright, here we go. I simply take this, I go up, I plug in my sound, and I plug in my cable. And I screw it down. I could have actually put more slack in that cable to make this a lot easier than this. And I might do it at a later point. All I got to do is take this cable clamp off and put it back, and voila. And here we go. I can go set my discrimination to iron, or all metal, leave it all metal, put it on iron. I close this thing down. I now have it mounted. I have my, hold on, need a little more slack here. This is live. Let me take this off. Take this out, put a little slack, reposition it a little bit, put it back in, and put it back on. We are ready to rock and roll. Now, I did that live so you could see the issues I had with fitment, but this is the best box I could find that would exactly fit the Compadre. Close, I can lock, I've got a seal. And when I need to reset my Compadre or alter discrimination, I pop it open, I pull it out, I unpull it loose from the Velcro, make my changes, and simply place it back down. Here we go, guys. A waterproof container for your Compadre. Now, there might be some issues that people want to be, this is water. You're not going to be adjusting your discrimination up and down to determine what you're getting. You're going to hit something, you're going to go down there with your scoop, with whatever other apparatus you're using to collect it. You're going to pull it up, and then you're going to see what you've got. So this is what I've got. Now, I've got a waterproof Compadre container. Now, how I mount it from here, you know, I can do it any of 100 ways. I can slap belts on the side and use some plastic cement. I have some plastic weld, JB weld. Love JB weld. I can do that, or I can just throw it in a bag. I just put it in a little bag. You know, stick my little pole, my little connectors out, plug it in to my pole that's going to be carrying my my coil, and I can work. So I hope that's helpful. Like I said, it's very simple, and I know a lot of you are going to go and say, well, I could have done that very easily myself. Well, yeah, and many of you have. So I'm not expecting a technological award for this, but it's very simple. For us that are technologically challenged, it's easy. And like I said, I can use a silver Umax in here as well, because I believe it has the exact same form factor as this. By the way, the black tape is on there because of the noisy box. And I can just hook whatever the headphones of my choice on with this. So that's all I've got. I hope that's helpful to you. At least it'll give you an idea. I got this idea, so I'm not taking credit for the cable clams or the box, etc. I've got this idea from other videos. The inclusion of the Compadre, the connection with the Velcro, those are my ideas. The specific box I have is my idea. But like I said, you know, so it says all scientific discoveries were made on the shoulders of giants. So I don't know if the gentlemen were giants, but they were definitely better than I was at conceptualizing it. So I used their ideas and come up with my own creation. And like I said, I've got this adhesive sealant, and I could put it around here, and I will. And once I get it there, what I will have then is I will have a more of an assurance that it's waterproof and not waterproof, water resistant. You know, you're not going to take this down under pressure. So this is what I've got. So this is Texas Tiger Digs. I promised my waterproof Compadre setup, and I hope I delivered it. So yeah, you know, give me comments. Tell me it's stupid and infantile, but I believe it's going to work. I will talk to you later. This is Texas Tiger Digs, and I'll see you at the next dig or the next hunt.